Yo my people, SidhuJr here, back with another video, and today we are back with another episode of Talking Points. You guys love the last one. What about raising levels on this channel? And that's what I do. I constantly raise the level. So this week the video is going to get uploaded nearer to the time the games got played. Hopefully this does get uploaded on time. I'm recording this on a Monday. I'm trying to get it out for Tuesday. If it's not Tuesday, my apologies, but if it is, I'm a fucking king. The first game of the game week is West Ham versus Chelsea, where Chelsea managed a 3-0 win against their London rivals. And fun fact, I was at the game. Look, here's a little picture, here's a little video. How cute. Yeah man, I was at the game. I'm trying to go to a lot more games this year. Just to let you know, I don't support Chelsea, I don't support West Ham. I just kind of went for a good day out. The biggest talking point from this game is that Nico Jackson showed us a masterclass in finishing. He is slowly showing people wrong. The 2 goals he had against West Ham, they were taken brilliantly. The first one, the angle was very tight, managed to squeeze it under the keeper. The second one, pure striker's finish, runs onto it, one-on-one, Trevellas it. And then he also got a cheeky assist as well to Palmer. He was involved in 3 out of the 3 goals, and Jackson's all-round play, we know, has always been good. No one's questioned his all-round play, has always been his finishing, which he's now improved on. He's now scored 4 goals in 5 games this year, and a few assists as well. But today, 2 shots, 2 goals. Simple. That's what you want from a striker. That's what you want from a 9. They were 2-0 up in 20 minutes. Easy. Because of Jackson. And the other talking point I want to talk about is West Ham switch off way too often is what I've realised. The first goal, it was Chelsea's kickoff. West Ham, I will tell you right now, the first 4 minutes of the game, not a West Ham player touched the ball and Chelsea scored. That's unacceptable. And then from the second half, they then concede 2 minutes into that. And then even the second goal. Who the fuck is giving Caicedo that much time and space on the ball? He's a £100 million player. I'm sure he can pick out a 20-yard pass. West Ham, man, I had high hopes. You've even brought a defensive manager in to sort out your defensive structure, and it's just bad. The next game is Aston Villa 3, Wolverhampton Wanderers 1, and the biggest talking point about this game is that Wolves have won 1 game in the last 14. I didn't really believe until I looked into it. Considering when Gary O'Neill took over the job, they were in the relegation zone. He then managed to transform this team back to where they should be, round about mid-table, lower half of the Prem. And then suddenly he's back down to where he got them from. Like, if he doesn't sort it out soon, he's going to be under pressure, because like a lot of these managers, Wolves are one of like 5-6 teams that haven't won a game this year. We're 5 games in and 6 of the 20 teams still have not won a game. The other talking point about this game is that Villa's depth is actually very, very impressive, considering they just went to Switzerland on Tuesday, managed a 3-0 win, and then to come and play a derby and still win it. The only reason they won it was due to the players they took off the bench, like your Durans, one of the best strikers in the league at this season, like Ian Maatson, Champions League finalist last year, like Leon Bailey, who would walk into every Premier League team apart from Arsenal, City and Liverpool. That's who they can bring off the bench. They've got better squad depth than probably most of the top 6, and this strength in depth proves that they can compete on all fronts throughout this season. They can go far in the Champions League while still competing in the Prem. The next game is Fulham 3 and Newcastle 1, and what did I say? I said last week Newcastle's run of form is going to end because of how they're playing. The performances are going to catch up to them. What happened? They were ass, and the performance catch up with them. I just want this opportunity to say fuck Newcastle. 2-0 down in 20 minutes thanks to a Nick Pope howler is what you deserve. You man are getting too loud recently. I was hearing Newcastle title challengers, bro. Fuck off. You think Newcastle are going to win the title? No, not happening. I just want to touch on Fulham has now become Hill End FC, and I'm so here for it. I am fully 100% here for it. Fulham's picking up on these Arsenal rejects, and it's probably the best thing that could have happened to them. Their 2 best players on the day, Iwobi and Smith Rowe. Where did they come from? Arsenal. Who scored the final goal? Reece Nelson. Where did he come from? Arsenal. For these 3 especially, the talent's always been there. Like, you can't say they're not good footballers, because they all are in their own right. But they just weren't getting opportunities at Arsenal week in, week out. Now they're getting opportunities week in, week out for a smaller club. They're performing. They're showing what they can do. So mix your Smith Rowe's, your Iwobis, your Reece Nelsons with a real shooter, a proper 9 like Jimenez, and a speed demon like Adama Traore. Bro, it's probably one of the best attacks in the league. They can get them into a top 10, maybe even top 8 position this year. The next game we're going to talk about is Leicester 1, Everton 1, Iliman Ndiaye. I had Iliman Ndiaye as my Everton's player to watch, and so far I've been proven correct this year. He should have got an assist early on in the game if that Lundstrom brother could shoot. And then he's thought, fuck it, I'm playing with bums, let me do this myself. He gets a pass from Ashley Young, takes it round the man and hits it near post. He is is the only man that wanted the ball for Everton, the only one that wanted to make things happen, and he was the one that earned them their first point this season. And lastly, Steve Cooper. It's been fun, my friend. It's been fun. You've lasted 5 games, but it's time to go. You are the worst manager in this league. Like, he is a literal bumbling idiot. Last week, 2-2. Great performance. You had Ndidi in the 10, pulling the strings. What do you do this week? Play him in the 6. Stupid. You're playing a 33-year-old Jordan Ayew on the wing when you have Fatu on the bench, who's so much better in every department. Idiotic. You've scored to go 1-1. Mavididi scored you the goal. Who do you take off? Mavididi. Stupid. You've waited 83 minutes to take off 37-year-old Jamie Vardy. Idiotic. Stupid manager. And now for my favourite game of the game week. Liverpool 3, Bournemouth 0. And it is normality restored for Liverpool and Arne Slot. After a shock loss last week against Forest, they bounced back with a comfortable 3-0 win against Bournemouth. You could see from the get-go, Liverpool had something to prove this game. We wanted to show that last week was just a blip, and you could see that from the get-go. Diaz was on Kepa, already had 2 shots to him before he scored his goal. And then when he scores another one within as many minutes. So that's 2 goals in 2 minutes, and that's how we cut off games. That's what Liverpool do. When Liverpool score, there's a very high chance another goal is coming in the next 5 minutes, if that. And I just want to touch that Luis Diaz has become a reincarnated version of Sadio Mane this year, and I'm here for it. Second highest goal scorer in the league, Luis Diaz. 5 goals in 5. And I just want to touch on how resilient Bournemouth were. They conceded 3 in 11 minutes. From there, your heads are dropping. But Bournemouth, it was a complete opposite. They matched Liverpool's shots. Liverpool and Bournemouth both had 19 shots each throughout the game. And Bournemouth, they should have come away with the goal. There was a few chances. One of them where one of their players shot, hit the post, bounced off Trent and just landed into Kelleher. That could have easily been an own goal. There's a few more where Kelleher made good saves, it hit the post, hit the woodwork, whatever. So I don't think Bournemouth should be too disheartened. The next game is Southampton, Ipswich, where it ended 1-1. And the biggest talking point about this game is that Cameron Archer is a woeful striker. Southampton will get relegated if they keep starting Cameron Archer up front, which is a shame. I thought he was a great talent a few years ago, coming through Villa, went to Middlesbrough. He hasn't really done it in the big leagues. Last year, he had his first full season in the Prem for Sheffield, played 30 games, scored 4 goals. The 2 chances that he had, the 2 big chances that I'm talking about, an average striker scores one of them. One of them was an open goal. Let's not take the piss. He took it around the keeper, hit the post for an open goal. The other one, he hits it right at the keeper. Fair enough, he managed to make the chance himself, get in between the 2 players, but you've got to finish chances now, bro, because all well and good getting in the positions, you've got to finish them. Cameron Archer is not finishing those chances. He scored 4 goals in 30 last year. That is not what you want from any striker in any league. The fact is, the Prem for a struggling side, not looking good at all. Another talking point from the game is that Ipswich are now undefeated in 3 games. Are they all draws? Maybe. Just not take away from the fact that they haven't lost in 3 games. And when you see who they've played, it's actually a big achievement. They've drawn against Fulham at home. They are not bums by any means. And then they've drawn against Brighton away. Undefeated Brighton, might I add. They're playing a whole lot better than the teams around them. Obviously, they are in that 6 teams that haven't won a game. But I see them being one of the teams that win a game soon because of how they're playing. I think they'll pick up points against the relegation for their teams this year. The next game we're talking about is Tottenham 3, Brentford 1. The main talking point from this game is that it looks like James Maddison is finally back to his best. Because since returning from his injury he had last year, he has been horrible. He has been a bad player. He has negatively impacted the team. But against Brentford, it looked like he was back to his best, bro. Grabbed a goal, grabbed an assist, a very nice goal, might I add. The difference that I've seen from Maddison this game is where he was picking the balls up from. He was picking the ball up from where he usually picks the balls up from. In the half spaces, in the pockets, nearer towards the goal, he's attacking. When you get Maddison in these positions, he will create you chances because that's what he does. He is a good chance creator, a great chance creator in fact. Another thing I want to talk about is I think Fabio Carvalho could be the answer for Brentford. Obviously losing Tony and now losing Vissa, which looks like it's going to be for a few more weeks now. They're going to need someone to step up with Mbeumo, and it looks like Fabio Carvalho can be that guy. Obviously it's his first start for the club. Even though he didn't get a goal or assist, he should have quite a few times. He put Mbeumo a few times and he just hit the keeper or he just missed. Obviously he's not Wissa. He's not going to run the channel for you, like back into defenders, like grab you like ridiculous overhead goals. What he can do is produce magic. No one else in the Brentford team can produce what Fabio Carvalho can do. He is good around the 18-yard box. Give him the ball, he will breeze past a man, he will pick out a pass, he will shoot. He will be good for Brentford. Just give him time. The next game I'm going to talk about is Crystal Palace versus United, where this in fact was a bore 0-0 0-0 draw. The biggest talking point I got from the game is that Palace can't shoot. They've only scored 4 goals this season, with 2 of them coming from last weekend. Like, you could argue they were unlucky with the Anana save, and obviously they create chances. Look at the players they've got in their team, but for some reason, they're just not clinical. Eze, you would expect him to score that chance 9 times out of 10. Nketiah's one got saved, Sarr's one got saved, but you should be scoring a lot more than your 0-0s, bro. What do you want me to say for that, the second talking point? Like, what, Palace can't shoot, United can't shoot, United got no style of play within the last 3 years of Ten Hag. Everyone keeps saying the same things about United. I'm not going to keep repeating the same shit you hear everywhere else. Next game, on to Super Sunday now, and the start of it was Brighton 2, Forest 2, and what a game. Right, first thing we need to talk about straight off the bat, the red card. The game is gone. The game is gone. How is that a red card? Gibbs White gets the ball. Okay, he goes through the man, but he gets the ball first. The ref agrees with him. The ref understands it. 10 seconds later, the geezer gets sent off. There's been no intervention from VAR. So what the fuck happened in them 10 seconds from when he agreed with Gibbs White to then sending him off? Refs are a joke in this league. I will touch on refs in about 2 seconds when we go Arsenal City. I want to talk about how clinical Forest are becoming, and they've kind of got a reputation for that recently. Obviously against Liverpool last week, 1 chance, 1 goal. This week, 2 chances, 2 goals. Cool, they're not creating the chances or whatever, they're not getting them positions, but when they do, they're scoring. When you also accompany with that, they have one of the best defenses in the league this year. They're third in like the XG conceded thing. It's like Liverpool, Arsenal, Forest. Like, it's only Liverpool and Arsenal ahead of them. Pretty good company in my opinion, considering one's got Van Dijk, one's got Saliba, the other one's got Willy Bolly. And now for the last game of the game week was of course Super Sunday, Manchester City versus Arsenal at the Etihad. Ended 2-2. So the biggest one is obviously going to be the red card. That's not a red card. Same as the Morgan Gibbs White. How the fuck is that a red card, bro? The first yellow wasn't even a yellow. I remember it so clearly. He only gave Trossard a yellow because the fucking Man City crowd were up in arms about how the ref was dealing with the game. So the ref decides to give Trossard a yellow, and then he gets sent off for... He got 0 yellows that game. Trossard got 0 yellows that game, and he ended up with 2. Referees in this country ruining this game. I'm not an Arsenal fan, and I feel sad for them because that ruined the game of football. Briefly, we need to touch on that. Arteta is a glorified Tony Pulis. Like, Tony Pulis is turning in his grave right now. I'm not sure the geezer's dead, but you know what I'm trying to say. How is Arteta getting praised for this when Tony Pulis and Sam Allardyce and all these man were getting hated for it about 10 years ago? Arsenal have done the exact same thing. Look who they bought over the last like 2 years. 6'4" plus every single one of them. Like, they just bought monsters is what they bought. They haven't bought good technical footballers. Havertz completed 0 passes in the game yesterday. Arteta does not play good football. He just creates monsters, brutes that can just win games by sitting back low block. He plays low block ball. Let's play devil's advocate. He got the red card. Of course he was going to defend. Okay, let's talk about the first half when it was 11 versus 11. Arsenal had 3 shots in the half. The 2 of them were the goals. The other one was that corner that nearly went in anyway. They completed 31 passes in Man City's half. Man City completed 117 in Arsenal's half. So this is from the first half. When it's 11 versus 11, Arsenal 1-0 down trying to win the game, and they're still not really coming out unless it's a corner or whatever. How did they score the first goal? Long shot. You know what I mean? Arteta is a glorified Tony Pulis, bro. That's the video done for today. I hope you enjoyed. Like, share, subscribe, all of that. I'll see you next week for talking points. Hopefully this one came out on time. We'll find out. But love!